Excuse me. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. Now, before we get started with this week's episode of WWE's Biggest Issue, the road to 200 subs has now come to a close, and we are now 215 subs away from hitting 500 subs. And if you guys are new to the channel, and I know that a lot of you guys are, because practically 100% of you guys are watching the content, but you guys are not even subscribed. And to top it all off, we got to get more women to watch the content as well. So if you guys are watching the content, you like the content, and you want more of the content, but you guys have not subscribed as of yet, then make sure you guys do indeed subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that thumbs up button on this video, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And I want you guys to post in the comments below answering the question of the day, which in a way it kind of ties with this week's episode. But the question of the day is this: what are you guys' thoughts on Femi's reign as NXT champion so far? Let me know down in the comments below. And speaking of the NXT title, this week's episode we're gonna be talking about who exactly will challenge Femi next for the NXT title. Now, obviously, yes, Femi did have his first title defense last week on NXT in a match against Eddie Thorpe. Now with Eddie Thorpe in his rearview mirror, apparently Trick Williams wants a rematch for said NXT title. But aside from Trick Williams, who else should be the one to step up? Honestly, there is a lot of talent that could step up to the challenge of facing Femi for the NXT title. And honestly, you got a plethora of talent, not just on NXT, but even also in TNA. There is a lot of talent. I mean, if you think about it, on the side of NXT, you've got guys like Andre Chase, guys like Axiom. Actually, hold on. You got guys like Andre Chase, yeah. Andre, Axiom, Bronco Nima, Brooks Jensen, Stax, Charlie Dempsey. I would say Dante Chen, but now he's out with an injury thanks to the assault on him by Ethan Page. So that's unfortunately out of the question. Duke Hudson, I would say Adris Enofe, but he's been out with an injury as well, and we don't know exactly when he'll be back. Nor do we know about Malik Blade's return. So it'll be interesting. I would say Eddie Thorpe, but he also just got his opportunity last week, so it really doesn't matter. Speaking of all ego, Ethan Page, Hank Walker, I would say Javier Bernal, but we haven't seen him in months, so we don't know exactly when we'll see him back. Javon Evans is still injured. He'll be out for at least another couple weeks, for at least like another month or so at best, maybe. Joe Coffey, Josh Briggs, Lexus King, Luca Crucifino, Lucian Price, Mark Coffey, Miles Bourne, Nathan Fraser, Noam Dar. We haven't seen him since he lost the Heritage Cup. So it's gonna be hard. It's hard to say when we'll expect him back. In fact, I think because he's such a sore loser and such a hypocrite, at least in the eyes of the NXT universe, it's so hard to predict when he'll be back. But even if he did come back, it's not gonna matter. He'll just go straight after the Heritage Cup anyway, because that's what made his career so damn famous, was the Heritage Cup. Speaking of metaphor, Oral Mensa, Ridge Holland, Riley Osborne, Sean Spears, Tank Ledger, Tavion Heights, Tony D'Angelo. Obviously, there's the former NXT champion Trig Willie, Tyreek Igwe, Tyson DuPont, Wesley, and of course Wolfgang. And then on the side of TNA, you've got guys like Ace Austin, AJ Francis, Alan Angels, Brian Myers, Campaign Singh, Chris Bray, Cody Deaner, Crazy Steve. Let's see here. Eddie Edwards, Eric Young, Showtime Eric Young, Frankie Kazarian, Hammerstone. I think Hammerstone's injured from what I've been hearing on social media. Jack Price, Jake Something, Jason Hodge, Jeff Hardy, JDC, Joe. There's also Joe Hendry, the new TNA World Champion. Congrats to him. John Skylar, Jonathan Gresham, Josh Alexander, Casey Navarro, Judas Icarus, Laredo Kid, Leon Slater, Matt Cardona, Matt Hardy, Mike Santana. There's Moose, the current TNA X Division champion, which is kind of crazy. Mustafa Ali, Dolph Ziggler or Nick Nemeth. There's his brother Ryan Nemeth, Sammy Callahan, Shera, Shogun, Steve Macklin, Tommy Dreamer, Travis Williams, Trey Miguel, Zachary Wentz. You've got a lot of talent on both ends of the spectrum, and it's weird because with TNA, we now have found out that TNA will be going live in Orlando, excuse me, on Thursday and Friday, February 20th and 21st next month, inside Full Sail University, the original home to NXT. Now obviously taking part of taking literally the entire performance center, and with WWE's partnership with TNA had now officially a full-time deal. There's really no telling who will step up. I mean, we could literally see Moose battle Obafemi, and Moose is a big dude. Moose is a big. He is a very, very big dude. Let's see. Literally, think about this: 6'5", 300 pounds. Think about that: 6'5", 300 pounds. And used to play for so many different football teams over the years, including the Atlanta Falcons, the New England Patriots, what was then known as the St. Louis Rams. Now LA's got the Rams, the Colts, and literally that was his and then in 2012 he actually went back to the Rams for a while before getting into the wrestling world. And it's weird because Moose has had he's had quite a few championship accolades throughout his entire career. Especially in TNA, he's a former three-time TNA World Champion, the current TNA X Division champion, two-time TNA Grand Champion. He's a two-time Feast or Fired winner for the, obviously, both briefcases for the world title. He even also won the Joker's Wild in 2017. So he's had a lot of success. So I could see him wrestling. I could see Moose being the guy to step up to a guy like Obafemi. I mean, come on. It's the clear case of Big E looking at this match and he'd be like, big meaty men slapping meat. Literally, that's what it is. That's what that match would be. But it comes down to who exactly is the guy to take that challenge. Obviously we know that Obafemi has accepted the rematch between himself and Trick Williams, which we're probably going to be getting that match at Vengeance Day, which is very possible at this point. So right now Trick is out at this point. Now Trick is out of the question. So if I had to pick two from both sides, two from NXT, two from TNA, honestly, there's a lot of talent, right? So I would say on the side of NXT, I would say Ethan Page and maybe Charlie Dempsey? I don't know. I think Charlie Dempsey getting that matchup, I think, would probably be bad, because don't get me wrong, Charlie Dempsey, has all the talent in the world. I just think that he's had his eyes more so on the Heritage Cup. So I don't think Charlie Dempsey is the right man. So I would probably say Ethan Page and maybe Tony D'Angelo. And then on the side of TNA, I would say AJ Francis and yeah. I think it would be AJ Francis and Moose. I think looking at it on the surface, in this scenario we have. Damn, my nose is itchy. Anyway, sorry guys, my nose is very itchy. Anyway, we have two champions. We have two current champions. Obviously, Moose being the TNA X Division champion. And then of course we have as well Tony D'Angelo being the current NXT North American champion. The way I see it, all four of these guys have the potential to be that guy, to be the guy to step up to Oba and challenge for the NXT title. AJ Francis, obviously he's got all the talent in the world. For a big guy, he can move. He can move for a big dude, and I think him versus Oba would be really cool. The only issue that I have is the fact that AJ Francis in WWE when he was Top Dollar, he really didn't do a whole lot in the ring. In fact, it was more so Ashante Theodonis that was doing all the work. and it was just mostly him either picking up the victory or trying to do a couple of high flying moves. And he tried at one time on SmackDown, but it just went sideways, mostly having a lot to do with health issues. So I don't know. I think AJ Francis does have that potential, but Moose on the other hand, Moose is such a world-renowned athlete. He's traveled all over the world. He's honed his craft, and from what I have seen in clips on social media, he has gotten so much better in the ring than when he debuted in TNA a number of years ago. So I could totally see Moose and Oba going at it. Maybe even seeing champion versus champion, title for title at a PLE like Stand and Deliver. I can 100% see that happen. Is it possible? Yes. Is it bound to happen? I doubt it, but I could definitely see it. Now, Ethan Page on the other hand, he wants nothing more than to be the best. And I think being the best is defeating Oba Femi and becoming NXT champion. He definitely can go. He's one of the most ruthless dudes I've ever seen in NXT history. I would say even more ruthless than Karrion Kross. And that is saying a lot, because Kross is a very ruthless dude. Now, as far as Tony D'Angelo, on the other hand, there's only been one other person in NXT that's been able to defeat Oba Femi one-on-one for a championship, and that was obviously none other than Tony D'Angelo himself, defeating Oba Femi literally just a few months ago in St. Louis on NXT, and then defeating him again at Halloween Havoc. And it's weird because if that can happen, who's to say Lightning won't strike a third time? You know? So between all four of these guys, as much as I would love to see AJ Francis take up that challenge, I don't think he's ready. As crazy as it sounds, I don't think he's ready. And it's more so the fact that yes, he did become digital media champion in TNA. The problem is that he just more so is, I feel like he's more of the hype man rather than a full-time in-ring competitor. So I don't think he's ready. I don't think he is. Ethan Page on the other hand, he can definitely step up to the challenge, but it comes down to one question, and that question is can he be the guy to dethrone Oba Femi and become NXT champion again? I don't think so. I think Oba Femi is just way too strong, and he's way too hungry, if you will, to give up the title that, you know, this early in his reign as NXT champion. So it comes down to one of the two champions, either the North American champion or the X Division champion. And as crazy as it sounds, they both have what it takes. They both could step up to Oba and challenge for the NXT title. But it comes down to one question, and that is who can be the guy to pin him. And honestly, I think it could be the Don of NXT, Tony D'Angelo. I think he's the guy, and I say that because he has the North American Championship as proof that he was the guy to pin Oba Femi one-on-one clean, and he did that. So for him to be the second person in NXT history to hold both the NXT World title and the NXT North American title, that right there is history made, because the last person that did it was obviously Keith Lee, defeating Adam Cole, baby. And just doing that was just incredible. Was just such a surreal moment, and he literally gave up the NXT North American title to focus on the NXT title, which honestly I think that was admirable of him. But I know that when he comes back, he's definitely going to be getting that. I know for a fact that if and when Keith Lee comes back to WWE, he's definitely going to be the guy to want to challenge for the NXT North American title, because he never got that rematch. So it's bound to happen at some point. But between Moose and Tony, I think it has to be the dawn of NXT, and the proof is obviously from what happened in St. Louis and what happened at Halloween Havoc. But those are just my thoughts. Let me know down in the comments below who you believe should be the next challenger to step up to Oba Femi and the NXT title. Let me know down in the comments below, and that will do it for this week's episode of WWE's Biggest Issue. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue in the future, then make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.